Hello guys, hope you're all doing alright. Yep, so just going to continue on this model. We're going to keep doing the body blockout today. Tiniest bit of work off stream, literally just adding a tail. It took like 10 seconds. Not literally, I think it's like a minute. But yeah, we got that in place, so it means all the parts of the body are in place. Obviously the hands are massively simplified. The feet, we're not going to worry about doing toes and stuff because it's just unnecessary. But we'll probably spend today on the body, a little bit of work on the face because I want to do the whole thing of turning off perspective and kind of matching this because I like the way that looks. We can just change the focal length of our camera and it'll get closer, but I feel like we should flatten it out a little bit. But yeah, so we got a few things to figure out with the head as well. There's a few angles that don't really work. So like this one feels very strange, which I think we need more volume here to make that work. Yeah, we can do that quickly, I think, and then yeah, we'll continue with the body. But yeah, in terms of reference and stuff, I'm still trying to figure out like where is the line, like what can be live streamed on YouTube. Like on my left screen right now, I've got like censored like body scans of women who are like in their 20s, just like 3D scan store stuff. I guess it's okay to show on stream, but I want to double check because I don't want to, like, in a month get all my videos flagged for nudity. So I'll find out where the line is and I'll start putting stuff on screen if it's able to. But yeah, so I've got actual reference this time of bodies, so I can kind of get the forms a bit more correct. But yeah, let's just get started on the face. So move that down. Alpha's already off. Oh wait, that's why. Alpha off. Set to low Z intensity. Okay, and we're just gonna find that angle that didn't work, which is here. Let's put that this. Which to me suggests that this bit here, like the reason this feels strange to me is on the far side. There's like this slight S-bend, like if you ignore the nose. In fact, I can literally ignore the nose. We got this like bit of an S-bend, and it feels a bit much to me. So I think it's this area right here needs a little bit more volume, so let's just start getting that out. That's still too strong. But yeah, so that will help get a bit more shape in there. There we go. This is feeling a little bit flat to me as well. Give a bit more full cheek. There's something a bit strange happening next to the nose here as well. Let's get a standard brush on that. Trim dynamic. Try to get a smoother finish to this. Maybe H polish would be better actually. A weak H polish though. H polish is like a really good smooth brush, which I don't use very often. I need to get into the habit of using it a bit more. And trim dynamic is a little bit stronger, typically. Like a little bit more aggressive, I should say, not stronger. Yeah, that 3/4 feels a bit better now. I'm wondering if the brow is partly to blame, like this bit. It's going in a little bit. Let's just solo this for a bit. So one thing I noticed as well is when I look at it from a distance at 3/4, she looks really sad. Like here she looks fine, but when I do that, the eyebrows are reading as sad, which to me suggests that we've not hit one of the plane changes well. This one right here, like ours is a bit too gradual. I think it needs to be a bit more steep, which means pulling this up a tiny bit, pulling that in. And that'll help us get rid of that kind of sad. Yeah, you get it a little bit there actually. Got that tiny bit of sad eye going. So let's pull that out slightly and then push it up. And that makes the outside edge steeper while keeping the top straighter. And then we can just start to even that out a little bit. Okay, push that in as well. That feels better. Okay, so body time. One of the things I realized that was making the boobs feel really weird. Let me change the lighting. 1 second. Where is it? I just forget where it is. One of the things that making the boob feel weird is the fact that the furthest out point is here, rather than out here, which will help a little bit. There we go. Might be a bit far apart, but when we actually merge these onto the body, we can smooth it in and it'll feel a little bit more connected then. I think that's okay. We will need to hollow out this area a little bit, I think. And let's go into light, set it back to where it was. There we go. Okay. Something I'm quite surprised by is the fact that this actually goes over the ribcage. Hey Srinatu. Hope you're well. My previous character came out beautiful. It's a pleasure to follow you on your channel. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. For this character, will you also be doing the same workflow? Mostly, yeah. If by workflow you mean rendering in the same package and all that sort of stuff, then yeah, I'll be using the same workflow. I'll be rendering in Arnold and Katana. And I'll be... what's the word? That's a bit wide. Yeah, I'll be rendering in Arnold Katana. And I'll be grooming an X-Gen, so that's one of the differences for this project. But beyond that, it'll be mostly the same stuff, really. Okay, this pouch on the bottom is a bit weird looking. I think the belly button's still too high as well. Okay, so what we need to do is just reduce that a little bit. And what I'm seeing in the ref of this woman is like this kind of shape. Maybe a bit strong, but I'm seeing a little bit of that, like it pinches in, does more that kind of thing. But obviously, like, super smooth, so relax that right back out. There's a little bit of that plane change in there now. And then these two bits, once I merge them, these two bits are quite flat. Like, they connect quite smoothly. I want that volume back. I need to change the reference on my other screen. 1 second. Okay, so I didn't realize that before. Okay, so we got that in there. And then it's in here where most of the volume for that bit is. There we go. Okay, so hamstring. Do I have any ref for the back of the leg? I'll just duplicate this tab. Okay. So I know you guys can't see the reference on my other screen. Like, it is annoying, I know, but there's still too much in the air as to whether or not it can actually be shown. Okay. This one's pretty good. Although she's walking. So I have a question regarding OCIO configuration ACCG, texturing Mari. So you can use a custom OCIO. I don't really recommend it. The ones that are built in are better, just because Mari has some stuff that I'm not smart enough to fully explain, but basically there's some processes that Mari goes through that require specific color spaces. And the Mari versions of Aces have those pre-set up for you. Whereas if you're not using the pre-configured version, you have to set up a bunch of stuff yourself. I wouldn't recommend it. I used it for the last project, and I'm pretty sure I broke something. Like, nothing was reacting the way it should have. And I don't think that was Mari's fault, I think that was my fault. Just get a little bit of this volume change. Push you in a little bit. Cool. We need to push the bottom of the legs in. Okay. There's not actually a circle, is it? There we go. Okay, I need back reference. So these two shapes are the same shape, okay. But then it does that. need to hollow this out quite a lot. So I'm just trying to figure out how to apply the correct anatomy while also keeping the angle changes, because I need the angle changes to be sharp for it to match the concept. And she's very long-bodied. Like, because of how narrow she is, she's extremely long-bodied. I had to put all the head stuff actually in a group. Let's go new folder, head. Do you not put groups in groups? Okay. One thing I'm wondering as well is the head too large? Like, I know it's in a design, but is it one of those where it's not going to quite work the way I want it to? Like, obviously when we add clothing, all of it gets a little bit inflated. Like, everything looks bigger, so the head might sit in a bit better. But I'm not sure how well that will come across. Okay. Let's just quickly give her some actual pecs. Again, she is athletic, so she will have some pectoralis muscles. They'll be hidden, but like, I don't think it matters too much. Just trying to get that plane of the rib cage back in there. But is my rib cage too low? I think it is. Yeah, it is. So just trying to find. There we go. Okay. Save my scene. Version 11. Okay, side view. It's working well enough. I'm going to need to work on the feet quite a lot, obviously. Just to get the planes in there. In fact, yeah, let me find... where is he? Art station. I'm going to go on to Anatomy for Sculptors. I'm pretty sure they have some really good stuff for feet. And I can put it on my ref. Obviously we've got this, but it's not quite what I'm looking for. If I remember correctly, it might be near the bottom. I remember seeing one. You got this one. Are there any other major ones? This one. No, it's specific muscle. Okay. So let me grab those, put them in the ref sheet. close this. Okay, let's get some basic feet in there. Again, I'm just going to focus on the planes. I'm not too worried about getting the whole foot. Okay, so BTD. Okay. So we have this shape on the little toe side, so like that. We have this overall shape which goes to a bit too far forward. Or far back, sorry. Got the big toe in there. I think the profile of this is okay, so let's just hollow this down. We also need all these to be the same at the bottom. Okay, this needs to... This needs to move to the side. That needs to be hollowed out. Quite a lot, actually. I'm going to put alpha 6 on actually while I sculpt this. Put the Z intensity back up. Okay, so this needs to go like that. And you need to get hollowed down. Okay, and the bottom is quite flat. So enough perspective. I'm going to use the, in fact, let's get it all level first. Stuff like that. We can use the slice tool, I think, or trim. I think it's trim. Let's just do that. Okay. Oh, because it has subdivision levels. Geometry. Delete lower. Okay. That'll do. So now we need to mirror that over. Which I think we need to mirror. Deform it first. Deform, mirror, geometry, modify topology, mirror and weld. There we go. See, from a distance, that already will do the job we needed to do. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on it than that, but that will already do most of what we need. Let's get the toes looking a bit better. Oh, that's interesting. Never noticed that form before. Yeah, so this bit doesn't do that then. I was mistaken. so we need a little bit of a height increase here. Get the planes in. Trim dynamic, shave you back. And then there's another tiny one. Pt.03. Yeah, I think we need to shave it down first. Let's just do that. And okay, so now we've got all that. Let's get some weight back in the bottom. I need to dynamesh this. Geometry. In fact, I can probably zero mesh it. See how it does. We lost a little bit too much. Let's dynamesh it, and then we'll come back to. Ain't no way that needs to be free. Oh yeah, because it's huge now. Okay, let me just. Okay, let's get this pulled up. I'm gonna get rid of that because I don't like the way it looks. Okay, I'm gonna hollow this out. Integrate this a little bit. And then there's another plane that I was missing, right? It's this thing. So that's like here. Oh yeah, there it is, okay. So let's get that in there. So the toes are too long. I've just noticed. So let's. And we just need to round out the bottom a little bit. Now we can afford to be subtle about this because it is going to be inside a shoe. But we need something. And then here, you got the bit right before the toes. And trim dynamic, shave all this out. We'll keep it sharp at the front of the toes. I think I'll like how that looks. Yeah, good enough. Let's just remove that line that's sculpted in at some point. In fact, I'm going to remove both of these lines. I feel like I had it better earlier. No, it didn't. I just was more blind to the shapes. I think it's this plane here. Yeah, it feels better. So let's just do that. Cool. Good enough. So get that in place. Lower legs can now be adjusted because now it all will line up. go back into alpha off with a low Z intensity, so we can keep these smooth shapes that we got. We do need an angle on this side, obviously. I think the inside edge is the higher one, maybe I'm mistaken. That feels right. It's not. So let me just feel it on myself. Okay, the one on the inside is slightly lower, but it is very slight. At least on me. It's also further forward than the other side, or at least that's the way it felt. There we go. Okay, so let's just work on this because that's not feeling right yet. That's feeling better. Okay. I got a feeling this isn't the right shape for the ref. The thing is, we need the top to be a very specific angle. Let me go to this. Okay, and let's go. In fact, we use this one. Control Shift A. Turn off perspective. And so we can use this to line up a few things. Subtool. Just turn off the hair. Okay, so the feet are about the right length actually. So let's do a few tweaks to the shape. So we'll make the feet a tiny bit longer. And we'll bring that up. Make the feet a tiny bit longer. Sit you down a little bit flatter and bring you up. Okay. Then you got this, which is feeling a little bit flat. Pull it down a tiny bit, push that in a tiny bit. Hey Mike, for something like Christopher Reeve's hair Superman, with the perfect strand up front, what workflow would work better? Separate description, or more guides to force a shape? It depends how much you need to blend the grooms together. Let me have a quick look. Christopher Reeve's Superman. Let's see if there's any images where it's really defined. Like this. I'd do that in the same groom, personally. Because it is still hair that's coming up and doing all this stuff. You just need some clumping at the front to separate it. Yeah, I'd do that in one groom and just do more guides and maybe even a little bit of guide clumping just to really force that shape in there. Yeah, that's the way I'd do it. It makes sense to do it that way. Just because you need these angles to blend well, and doing that as a separate groom, yeah, you can. There's nothing stopping you. It wouldn't be too difficult. But getting it to have the consistency, I'm not sure would be too easy. The nose is the wrong length. Okay. So, yeah, the chest needs to come out a bit more. Something more like that should fit. Let's pull that up to have a... Oh, that's a bit weird. There you go. We'll need to flatten the top to get this shape, maybe. Probably not, actually. And then her clavicles are really high here, so let's just do that. And then we'll sculpt it in 3 dimensions to get it to actually work a bit better. Let's turn off the arms. And that's still fitting pretty well. Back of the leg is... well, the entire leg is drifted a bit. There we go. Oh, my changes to the face were... there we go. Cool. So for that works. Yeah, the boob's too big now. So for that will work, I think. This is all fitting. Yeah, that will work. Let's just push in the ankle a little bit. Push you down a little bit more. There we go. Right, so see-through is turned off. Perspective turned back on. Okay. Control Shift A. Alright, so collarbone. Actually requires a lot less fixing than I expected. I really want my camera... oh yeah, because it's focused the wrong place. There we go. So let's get the do not switch. ST. So we got that. Please. There we go. Right, so we got literally the opposite shape of what we'd want. From the front it has a flat shape, from the top it has this kind of shape. And then we just need to, there we go, smooth all that in a little bit. There we go. That shape's kind of working. This bit feels off, but I think that's gonna be fixed when it's blurred. What might help a little bit is pulling it a bit closer together. That gives it like more kind of room to blend out of this form. Well, technically less room on the inside edge, but it gives this area a bit more space to kind of taper. Right, okay, so what's the next thing to work on? Get that back out. Right, where's my riff? So the butt does have like a little bit of a hollowness to it, like this shape. So let's get that in there. There we go. So what we are going to need, what did I put the tail? Yeah, there it is. That's not what I want. Okay, let's go into transparent mode. There we go. Okay, transparent mode again. Push that in. That's blending smoothly enough. The thing I need to be like really conscious of is how all these forms work, because the thing is she's wearing like pretty tight leggings. Well, not leggings necessarily, but the trousers are quite tight. There's a little bit of a fold here, which means it's looser around the leg, and there's a little bit of a broken up line, which to me suggests it's not like, you know, welded to it. It's not like yoga pants or something. But it is form-fitting. So I need the leg shape to be pretty much the same shape as what I want the clothing to be, which actually means I need to reduce the knee a little bit. There's a little bit of room for error, obviously, because the clothing will smooth out forms. Like, it won't smooth out peaks, but it will smooth out the little troughs. So let's just get this all vaguely in place. Okay, yeah, we need this stuff to be right. Granted, when we retopologize it, because we'll be retopoing before... we'll be retopoing before we move on to clothing. I'm still trying to figure out how I want the lower eyelid to look. She's not really drawn to have one, but I kind of want it. Like, I really like eyes to have like 2 clearly defined eyelids. I just find I have a little bit more control as to how expressive the eye is when I do that. Whereas if I don't have a clearly defined bottom eyelid, I can't get the expressiveness that I want most of the time. Just add a little bit more volume there. Okay. Planes are working overall. This is a bit too defined. Okay, and if we are going to have that shape, I feel like it needs to pull in rather than out. And when I say that shape, I mean like this little shape there. The boobs at this angle. Okay, that needs to be fixed. Let's add a little bit more mass out here. Put in a little bit there. And then this side will blend in more, so that I'm not too worried about. Okay, so got that back. Hey Parag, how's it going? So ears are pretty rough right now. We need to figure out the forms before we do any retopo and stuff, so let's get to the ears. Okay, I'm gonna say this bit is the ear canal, much like it is on humans. Then we can hollow you in a bit as well. Okay, so there's obviously a lot of form issues in here. I'm gonna go back to having a decent brush again. Save our scene. Save over that one, that's fine. Okay. And then we need to get on the hands, which I hate sculpting hands so much. See, right now I'm not worried about the ref, I'm just going for interesting shapes. Ref I can worry about later, in this context. I just want to get forms that I like. Okay, smooth that. Okay, that helps a lot. Let's have it kind of blend out to a larger form. Getting all these coverages right is a bit painful. Okay, this angle's not great for the eye. Although when we get eyelashes on there, that'll look better, so actually we'll ignore that. Okay, that bit can be the equivalent of the earlobe. You get this little notch. Not sure how we'll tackle this little area, but let's get a little notch in there. Give it some hint of like human anatomy. Okay, you got this bumpy stuff going on here. Let's fix that. Okay. Progress. Extremely subtle, but makes a difference. Right, sculpting through now. Let's go. Let's think. Brush, auto masking, backface mask. So now we can sculpt freely without bothering the other side. Although it does change the way our brush falls off on like concave areas. So it's a little bit more unpredictable now. Smooth will still go through the surface though. Okay, let's start getting the back of the ear looking a bit nicer. Then we'll work on the arms, which I'm dreading because arms are hard, and they're probably the area of anatomy I understand the least about. Like, I know the absolute basics, like hey, the bicep is 2 muscles, tricep is 3. I know vague attachment points for the upper arm, but I don't know much about attachment points for the lower arm. Like the forearm is an absolute mess. Like it's so much going on. Like I'm sure there's ways to simplify the forms to like not have to worry about all the muscles. But yeah, it's an area that I need to work on. Okay, get that feeling nice and round. It's not perfect, but let's just even out that bit. Changing camera angle can help so much actually. There we go. So that, to me, feels like an ear. Now, is it thickness-wise? I'd say that's alright, actually. Might need to be a little bit thinner. Let's check here. A little bit thin here, but that's fine. What about there? Oh, it's too thick there. Way too thick there. Inflate. Okay, try again. So, try to get in line. That's feeling better. Okay. Okay. Might be a bit thick overall, but... Hey, Bragg. Already said hello. Okay, that's a bit thinner still. Okay, that's too thin. Oh, that's better. So we need to inflate the edges now, but just to get a little bit of something back here. Then Alt Smooth. Same for down here. Let's just grab that. Smooth you out. Well, not smooth, inflate you out. And that will do. A lot of this bumpiness will go away once we assign all the other stuff. Let's get the arms back in there and the hair. Is it the hair that's making the head feel too big? Because if so, that's fine, because the groom will kind of naturally pull that back a little bit. And plus, I think the hair actually is quite a lot smaller than what I have drawn. But yeah, especially when it comes to this bit, it's way too wide. Let me... Okay, we got that. Let's scale these things down. Come on. There we go. That was weird. Scale, do that, do that. Okay, just move that back out to decent place. That feels better. Hey, Katie. So we have most of it ready. Hands are the next thing. Well, arms and hands are the next thing. And then I start merging things back together so that I can get like a continuous mesh. That makes just retopo so much easier. I'm debating using Topo Gun for retopology, just because I've never used it. But I'll reflect on that for a little bit longer and decide if I want to or not. So I've got the demo version, did some test runs, and it seems really nice. There's a lot of stuff like, obviously, user error, I don't know how to use a lot of its tools. So, okay, are there any angles that stand out as wrong? Let me... If you're not aware of the silhouette tool, it's so helpful. Obviously, like, the elbows are feeling very... well, toy, but let's worry about the rest. In fact, I'll hide the arms completely. This angle looks kind of weird, but I think it's just because the legs are too well lined up. So the legs are feeling a bit too thick in this view. Like with the silhouette. Let me just try... That feels a little bit better. Although this angle feels very strange now. Let's get a little bit of that back in there. Feels better. Thigh should be pushed in from behind just a bit. Getting this bit. I think once we add the clothing on top, this should even back out. Although now it's made a butt feel huge. Let me just check main ref again. Let's hide the hair. Turn perspective off. Line up to the head. The lower leg is a bit too thick right now. Yeah, that's working. Cool. Perspective back on. Let's do version 12. This 3/4 needs a little bit more volume, I think. I'm aware like this will all blend, so I may as well get something like that. Feels better. Okay, let's get the hair in there. Silhouette's looking better. Okay, let's get the arms in there. So ignoring the elbow weird joint thing. Yeah, his silhouette reads quite cleanly. Cool, so we can start fixing up the arms now. So let's save our scene again. And hands are obviously the big one, but I'm going to keep them like that for a little while just because I prefer having gestural hands while I'm working on bodies. I just find it easier to look at. Although, let's quickly fix up some volume issues. I don't know what happened here. Maybe not that much. Okay. She's wearing like ice hockey gloves right now. There we go. Okay, so arms. Naturally, the first thing we need to fix is how these two blend into each other. Let me... Just looking at ref from over screen. So my arms are currently rotated, so the widest point of the forearm looks like it's going to be about here. So let's... I'm going to work from the forearms, I think. Because the forearms are a little bit thicker than that part of the upper arm, by the looks of the ref. Okay, so we need that to go this way around, which means you need to wrap under this way. Let's hide torso. Okay, so this bit we want to have a little bit of that, like, angle change to help for the biceps, but this bit, well, this bit needs to be smooth. Keep to the low poly. Oh. There we go. Bit too much. There we go. Got some hint of triceps there, but nothing too major. And then back of the deltoid. There we go. Given how much I hate sculpting arms, I'm almost tempted to leave it here. Given that the clothing will also cover quite a lot. Let's just get this process in here. Okay, and then we have the shoulder blades to worry about. These bits blend together. I think that will do. Okay. Hands. It's gonna fucking suck. Okay, let's duplicate this. Rename hand proxy. Okay, we're gonna duplicate that and then just hide that one. So, first thing I'm gonna do is completely remove the fingers. That's got subdivisions. Okay. Then I need to do the same on the other side. I feel like I'm gonna need the lasso tool. Trim lasso. The lasso tools are some of the nicest tools in this entire. Come on. So this we want to size down. And let's make it a little bit more narrow too. Okay, to have that, rotate it to sit in line with the wrist. There's obviously a lot of dimension changes that will need to happen, but let's not worry about that yet. Sorry, let's actually worry about that. That's not what I want. Why are you like this? Why? Okay. Okay. So now let's geometry zero mesh that. Okay. So we got that in place. Oh yeah, we need our ref back, don't we? Control Shift A. Do we have any hand ref? Beyond what's in the paintings? Because paintings hands are obviously quite basic, just to fit the character. We don't have any hand anatomy ref. Let me go back to our trusty art station. If that over there. Let's go to following. Hands. But not that one. That's a really cool ref for the pecs. I feel like the pecs are the kind of coolest muscle in terms of sculpting, because they've got like three different muscles that all, well, three different directions of muscles that all overlap each other. And like, so it twists just before it attaches to your arm. It's really fascinating to sculpt. I feel like we can have that. Nails. Not going to worry about doing nails. Not yet, anyway. I started to figure out if I'm going to do nails as part of the same object or a separate object. I'll probably do the same object, but... Okay, did I miss any? Oh, oh yeah, the forearm. The ref for that is quite helpful. Just making sure don't miss too much. Nose ref is helpful too, but we'll come back to that. Yep, okay, so you and you. Cool. So let's focus on this first. We'll get the shape, and then we'll worry about cross sections and stuff. Okay, and this side seems to come out quite a lot more, like that. And index finger is quite a lot lower, so let's just push that up. We'll worry about cross sections later on, I think. Wait, whoops. That's a weird effect. Okay, so but yeah, let's get cross section as we go. So this area is a lot more okay, let's down and mesh this actually. Geometry. Where are you? Okay, so it's concave in the middle, but not that much on this side. There's knuckles on that side, I'm not going to worry about those yet. And then this side is heavily angled here. Okay, there we go. Right, so we need to start getting fingers in there now. So I'm just going to start with, I mean, I could do it with Z-spheres. Z-spheres would be quite convenient. Or I can just do blocks. Let's go geometry. No, sorry. BIT. Let's get a finger. Something like that. Subtool. Split. Split unmasked. Then we're just going to grab half of it and pull that out. Let's go halfway. Something like that. How far is that actually? It's not half. Oh, it is half. It's half, then half again. Okay. So let's just move all this back so we get to the knuckle. Cool. And then we can duplicate that. That's the full length of the finger, but in the middle of that should be a, let's give it a slight pre-bend. In the middle of that should be another seam. So let's just, for the sake of, there we go. Let's move like that. Okay, and I'm just going to go geometry. No, polygroup, sorry. And then onto group. Okay. Just going to move that. So we got our knuckles in place now. Okay, so this one thins out quite a lot. BIN. And then this one. Okay. Let's slice that. Come on, please. Please. There we go. Done my sheets together. Beautiful fingers. I feel like I went for a little bit too much effort for that build. I haven't quite figured out like the correct way to build hands yet, so let's just get something that works. Once we've got one finger, we can duplicate it for the others. So they're actually quite flat on the top, apparently. Also have to consider the fact that I will be, this is a stylized hand, so elements of it will be simplified. Granted, it's not one of those like, oh, it's my style. Like, I need to still obey anatomy for it to work, but what planes do we simplify is the question we need to ask. Like, whenever I hear things like, I'm not going for realism, when talking about like basics of anatomy or surfacing, I get mad. Even if you're not going for realism, you still need... oh shit, I've sculpted that off center. Okay, let's go about this a different way. What is going on? There we go. That helps us keep everything in line a bit more. Okay, that. As a single finger, does that work? And it works well enough. So I'm just going to look at my own hand for a moment. Okay, so there's actually a slight concavity in these areas. And then, profile-wise, that's quite rounded. Okay, got a bit of an error here. And then this is much less bulbous than I give it. Okay, is that about the size of the old hands? No, not even close. But proportionally, I think it's about right. So I'll get the other fingers in place. Yeah, we can get the other fingers in place and scale the whole thing up. So let's move. Split unmasked. Okay. Scale it that way slightly. Rotate it. Come on, there we go. Rotate it that way slightly. Okay, and then duplicate that again. Rotate. Okay, I'll just shrink it down. Oh. Need to move that back a little bit as well. So we want the arch of the fingers, and we just need the little finger now. Unmasked. And then this goes up to there. And overall is a bit thinner too, so maybe we'll scale it more. And then move it, so... Okay, then let's get a quick rotation on there. I'm also waiting for grooming project. Cool. As in, like, you're waiting for me to start grooming the project, or you're waiting for yourself? Okay, so let's get this duplicated, split, unmasked. And then the thumb is fascinating, because the thumb, it has the same number of joints, but one of the joints is basically inside the palm. So we will grab this, rotate like that, scale it to fuck. I want local symmetry, because that's really weird. Why is it tearing? Oh, because local symmetry is just here. Okay, let's turn off local symmetry then. Turn off symmetry in general, I guess. Oh wait, why am I doing that? I want to scale it up. How much thicker is it? It's not that much thicker. So I feel like that will do. Okay, rotate this. Okay, let's hide the hand proxy. The entire hand needs to rotate. Also, this is really strange now that I've seen it. Okay. Just carve all this back. Okay, so that little finger needs to be a bit smaller. Let's scale it to be smaller. Second. Okay, so let's get the hands merged, but I'll do like a part. I'll do a part split or part polygroup. There we go. Got it eventually. So I'm gonna save before I do this, and prevent me to save over it later. I'm gonna like save the new version now and just keep saving over that. So let's go to merge down. I'm not gonna always skip because that can go wrong. Okay, there we go. And then we're just going to do a polygroup, and autogroup. There we go. Okay, so brush, move topological. Allows you to move each part individually. So there should be a plane change here. Let's go with, let's select. Okay, let's just get a down standard in there. Force the plane. This entire area is too large, isn't it? And the hand as a whole needs to be scaled too. Okay, so the whole hand. Let's get the old scale ref one up. And then we'll just line up vaguely. So this is still smaller, but I think the gestural hand was a bit too large. Feels very funky. Hands, the fingers are way too long in proportion to the palm. That's what it is. Something like that. Okay, so let's rotate the entire thing to feel a bit more natural. Let's mirror it as well. Geometry, mirror and world. Funnily enough, that highlights some problems for me. It feels too small. Let's get our primary ref up again. Side view as always. Shift A. Okay, as always, hide the hair, because it kind of gets in the way. That kind of fits. The hand isn't far off. It needs some rotation and a bit of scaling. Yeah, it needs some scaling. Let's go scale. So that will do. And my thumb is too long by those things. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Okay, so now we just need to move it in. I'll probably rotate it to be flatter, just to kind of relax the wrist a little bit. Yeah, the thumb is way too big now that I've scaled the hand. Okay, so we got pure F back to the front, please. Always on top. We can scale down. In fact, no, we'll keep that where it is for now. Let's just do this. Okay, then we need to set up the tapering of the hand, but overall, we have everything in place now. Let's just shape the hand for a bit. Yeah, the thumb is way too big, Jesus. Scale. Okay, let's set up local symmetry. I also need to relax it a little bit more, I think. But that involves pushing the top of it out, so I might have to remove the top part of it, or at the very least just do that. Okay. I'm acutely aware of the fact she has like man hands. I might deflate all the fingers, or deflate everything actually. Just go like that. Feels better. The joints get a bit funky when you do that. It's looking a bit too segmented. Feels like a worm. Let's get the hair back in there. Hands look so funky. I feel like they're too straight as well. Let's move that up in screen space. Move that up in screen space. A bit more like curve. That feels better. I think the pinky as well is a little bit too straight. It needs to just come back a tiny bit. Yeah, that's better. Might relax the ring finger a little bit more too. Next up, thumb. Thumb is not rotated enough. So if I'm assuming the top is like this bit, so if I just like quickly draw in a thumbnail like that, then that's facing too close to top. So grab this in there, rotate you like that. I love the transpose line. Still a little bit chunky. BIN. Okay, I'm gonna use scale instead. To make it thinner. There we go. I'll probably change the size of the hands quite a lot. There you go. Okay, so brush off, the intensity low. Okay. Hands feel weirdly claw-like. Oh, that's one of the problems as well, isn't it? Relative to the wrist, the hand is too wide. It feels so claw-like. But I don't want to just keep bending the fingers, because obviously, like, this feels way more gestural. Oh, let's do that, actually. So, like, we have this, which is, like, gestural, and feels quite comfortable to look at. And we got this. But, like, this is just a T-pose thing, right? So, strictly speaking, there's nothing wrong with it, but it just feels so weird. Granted, once it's all blended together as one mesh, it does fit together better. Although I might keep the wrist as a the hand as a separate object for a while, just because I'll be building that up, kind of in layers. In terms of, like, you know, I'll model one finger. I'll probably box model a single finger, get it feeling good, like get some nails in there and all that sort of stuff, and then duplicate it for each other finger. Just so I can kind of build it up piece by piece, because yeah, hands are a nightmare, and there's so much like duplicate work on hands, which is what makes them a bit of a nightmare. It's something that I need to figure out a workflow for at some point, like an actual good one, rather than just, hey, yeah, now do this several times. So I'm just moisturising my hands. They're weirdly dry. There we go. Right, okay, so we are getting there though. We've got most, I mean, at this point we could start retopo. We need to blend all the meshes together, but we could retopo at this stage. I might replace the eyes as well, so I actually get a eye geometry in there. Yeah, let's do that. Let's duplicate this. And hide that. And I'm just going to sculpt the eyes out. So this is a delicate operation to begin with. That's just alpha 6. Just while I'm getting it away from the eyelids, I need to be a little bit gentle with it. And once I got it away from the eyelids, I can carve it completely in. I'm going to keep the caruncle in this mesh. Okay. Luckily this is a Dynamesh geometry, so I can just re-Dynamesh it in a moment. Or I can even Sculptress Pro it into a presenting. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. What? Why is Sculptress Pro disabled? Is there an upper bound on polygons? That's something I'll have to contend with on this project as well, given that the head is going to be connected to the body. How do I approach the stupid subdivision levels I need to get skin pore detail? Like, do I just up-res the head and connect it? So it's like already one subdiv higher, and then it's just like a bunch of edge terminations at the neck. So I'm just getting this all hollowed out. I also need to do the inside of mouth. Which is like my least favorite thing to do. Okay. That gets us close enough. Let's just hollow you out a bit more. And we're just going to go BIT. Get 2 spheres. Scale up to about there. Split. Split unmasked. Oh, split master. Okay, well, it's all split now, I guess. Where's undo history? I'm trying to remember. I know you can set the like set to save or not save. But how do I just delete it? No, fuck it. I'll duplicate and then delete. Oh, this one's the duplicate. Okay. So this one has the history. Delete that one. Cool. There we go. It's amazing how big of a difference it makes. These are possibly a little bit small. I need to measure them. But what I can do now is go toy plastic, then mRGB, color, fill object, and switch back to basic. We got some eyes. So these do need to move over a little bit. That. Yeah, I think it needs to scale up. Let's just approach this gently. That works. Okay, so lower lid needs to move a lot, which is always what happens in this sort of situation. Okay, let's move the inside of the lid. So now that we've got an actual eye in there, we're actually quite a lot more free to change the eye shape. Because the eyeball below will tell us, like, hey, here's where your thickness should be. Might just quickly bulk this bit back out so that we don't have to worry about the eyelid shelf looking hollow. Stuff like that. And do the same on this side. Although this side's already not bad. Uber thick eyelids. Let's have that intersect. Obviously when we've retopoed it, that will all fit together a bit better. Right, corner of the eye needs to be very sharp. Gotta run. Yeah, no worries. I'll send you the update on Discord later. Enjoy the rest of your day. There we go. Just even out that line. Cool, now I can play with the shape. So that side needs to come down quite a lot actually. Feels a lot better than having that. Also shows the importance of eye spec. Okay, we can delete this one now. And save that as version 14. And I'm going to paint on some super basic eyes. Like, super basic. Here's a red. I think for now, just because I'm, you know, in this clay color, I'll not do red. I'll just do my standard darker black. Actually, okay, let's... rotate, center. There we go. The shadowing is a really nice touch, actually. So let's get the color in there. Just RGB, please. get a darker, we'll get a pitch black, and then not that. Okay, let's paint in some shadow. Now that we have eyes, it's a lot easier to see. Okay. So it's a very thin eyeliner everywhere else. Let me just change to V and then C. So now I can paint back out. I'm very curious about actually. What does damn standard do as a paintbrush? Ooh, really sharp lines. Nice. Okay. The thing I need to remember right now is I'm not painting the eyelashes, I'm painting the eyeliner, which is a different shape to it. But I'm not going to get all the way up to the top of the eyelid for eyeliner. Okay, that's a bit too vertical. Okay, and then we'll add a bit more eyeliner here. I'm looking forward to shading the eyeliner, that's going to be a lot of fun. I might add like a glittery effect to it. There we go. So now, bottom lid. Let's just get the eyeliner out of the actual eye. So don't blind the poor girl. There we go. Shadows will take care of the rest. Not enough of a line. There's an angle change that I'm missing. Draw on some very basic reflections. Okay, so now let's get back onto the eye. I'm gonna BST, just darken around the eye, give it that look. There we go. Oh, why have my hands gone? It's really bothering me how much I dislike the hands with fingers. But I know it's going to have clothing and stuff. It's just really bothering me. I just realised the hair needs to come down more. Okay, the eyelid's looking a bit funky. B spiral. Oh, BS. Why is it G? Why the hell is it BSG for spiral? Fuck was that? Okay. Getting closer. Ears are really bothering me right now. They just don't feel like they're the right size. Okay. That might work better. Oh, it does work better. Okay, we'll commit to that. Okay. Is that all I needed? Just relax the hands. I think that is. Alright, cool. It's amazing how just the tiniest angle change just completely makes the feel of the character different. I'm really not liking the butt right now from this angle. Like, do I need to thicken out the thigh at the back to like prevent that look? It's very strange. That's not what I want. Transparent. Oh. Have I lost brush pressure? I have. Right, okay. We're on the move brush now for a little while. They're pulling towards each other. Nice, that's paint mode, isn't it? Okay. Let me unplug my whack and plug it back in. That was so dissonant with the background music. There we go. Nope, still not working. How come that's like digging in so much? Oh, it's set to smooth peak. Wait, what? When did that happen? Oh, brush pressure's back. Butt dimples. Okay, so now we need that. There we go. Colorful objects. Okay, there we go. Well, we have a blockout. Not entirely sure if ready for retopology yet. There's a few things I want to figure out, but it is a blockout. How long have I been streaming for so far? 2 hours, 8 minutes. Okay, I can do another 20 minutes. And I need to go get breakfast. I haven't eaten yet, and it's like 12 o'clock. How did that happen? Okay, I need to figure out these things on the end of the years as well, don't I? She's kind of looking like... There's a Junji Ito character. Which is not necessarily a good start to a sentence. There's a woman that he makes. Oh, one sec. Junji Ito. What's her name? It's like his most famous character. She's got a really specific eye shape. Yeah, Tommy. Or Tomai. I can't remember how you pronounce it. If you've not seen Junji Ito before, look up his work. He's really good. But this is the character. It's like the eye shape is kind of that. And yes, I know the story of of Tommy is really dark. Okay, the eyes are kind of off. Like, they're still siren eyes, but not quite. Depends how extreme I want to go on the siren eye look. kind of tempted to do my typical thing of turning on Sculptris Pro and just doing all this shit. In fact, I'm going to do that just because the hair's only a blockout anyway. It just adds so much. I don't know what it is. But, like, having these little loose hairs fly around. This makes it feel like hair rather than like an amorphous blob. Although you need to be careful that you don't overuse it. It's very easy to overuse, as many of my sculpts can attest. Curved tubes can also do this quite well, but I prefer snake hook.
On tonight's program, ladies and gentlemen, we have something that's going to make you sick.
Okay, let's just get a little... There we go. A little bit symmetrical, but not fully. Although it might be a little bit too symmetrical. Let's... There we go. Turn that off. Let's get the pinch tool involved. Just kind of thin these bits out. BSG. Looks amazing, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. This angle's not working. This angle's not working at all. What is it that's causing it to not work, though? Is it the height of the cheekbones? She just looks sad at this angle. Why, though? If I do, look like she had a stroke. Yeah, it feels somewhat believable. Okay. Chin needs work. Ah, that plane. Yeah, I forgot about that. There's a plane here that can help chins feel a bit neater. There we go, that helped. Don't like this shape now, though. It's a bit too square. Granted, her chin is... In fact, no, it's a lot flatter than what I've got. In fact, a lot flatter, Jesus. So, I think that's a distance from chin to mouth thing, so let's just pull that up. And then obviously because we pulled it up, we're making a chin smaller, so we need to pull that forward to compensate. What is this character for? Fun, I guess. Just making a character. I don't really have a greater reason to make it. I just wanted to do something that isn't a realistic person. It's been a while. Sorry, just stretching. It's not normal for me to do streams in the morning, so. Okay. Let's quickly fix up the wrist. Oh. Something I might be forced to do. Oh wait. That needs to come down quite a lot actually. Let's okay, that's a weird shape. Let's fix it up. Okay, hollow that out. Let's stretch the skin across there, which also gets hollowed out. Damn, standard is so much fun to sculpt with. Like when you're actually trying to do forms with it rather than just generic shapes. Let's get a, in fact, we need knuckles. Perfect. No. Let's just get a line above each finger. And I can turn that into knuckles. It's too weak. I think this is a good place to leave it. Given the time of day, I might stream again later today. If not, probably Monday night. Because I don't want to get into the habit of streaming like days in a row. Like, I can do 2 streams in one day, sure, but I need a day break between. But yeah, so next stream, we can look at getting all the body combined. So it's all like, you know, smooth transitions and all sorts of stuff. Because I think I'm happy with the proportions and silhouette. Like, the silhouette's working quite well. And then, yeah, we can start getting topology, which will probably take a few streams given that it's a full body. But should be fine. I'm debating cutting the body completely in half before I retopper, just so I can get into all the nooks and crannies in here without having issues. Ears I'll need to do a bit more work, so next stream, like as I said, while we're combining everything, while we're getting everything into one mesh, I'll probably revisit the ears. And the fingers are going to be redone, but I think I'll box model for that. Let me relax the hand a little bit more. There we go. It's a very strange silhouette. But yeah, we can start getting all that combined. I also need to look at back anatomy, because our back is the weakest part right now. Very, very weak, actually. Let's quickly fix that up. Oh. I've lost pen pressure again. Okay, I'll leave that there for now then. Yeah, anyway, that'll be it. Yeah, so I'll continue again, possibly later today, like evening in Canada kind of time, so it'll be very late for the UK. But if I don't, it'll be Monday night, because I kind of want tomorrow just to play video games and stuff and play some guitar. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. I've pretty happy with the progress. The face there's still something off about the face. I think the proportions, like the length of it is wrong. But a lot of that stuff will kind of fix itself. I might do a little bit of eyeliner painting off stream, just to see if moving the eyeliner around helps. But yeah, so that'll be it. And enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Bye bye.